Hello everybody, it's Jen Strassemeier, Team Beachbody Coach here. I am meal prepping. Meal prepping is extremely important for your success because, let's face it, if you go to work every day and you have those temptations of your coworkers eating at the restaurant of your favorite choice, grabbing some fast food on the way to work or lunch break and you're so hungry because you haven't eaten for hours and hours, so you tend to crave those bad carbs and fast food and the junk that has no nutritious value for us, and what causes it to store in our fat cells. We don't want that. So I want to tell you how important meal prepping is. And today I have, I'm going to stir fry some veggies, make some chicken tenderloins, and some fish. And I want to show you the ingredients that I use so you guys kind of just know what I use. Some people just don't know the choices to make when they're at the store, so I'm just going to go over everything that I do. Okay, so what I have here is onions, baby bella mushrooms, and orange pepper. You can use whatever vegetables you want, but this is just my choice. They're already cut up. That took very little time to do that. Also over here, I love steamable veggies, guys. Like, it's like a lifesaver for convenience. You throw them in the microwave for 5 minutes and they're done. And these I get from Aldi, and they're the fresh, like most fresh from the field to frozen, and it's the truth. Broccoli veggies that you can get is the Season's Choice steam, but I'm going to use those actually in my stir fry tonight, as well as mixed vegetables, corn, carrots, peas, and green beans. What I have over here is chicken tenderloins. I have already seasoned them with the Morton salt substitute because sodium is good for us, but it's bad in high dosage because it can clog your arteries and cause high blood pressure. We don't want that. Also, I have Mrs. Dash Table Blend. This is just my choice for chicken. I also like the lemon pepper that they have for chicken. They also have a chicken seasoning, but it kind of tends to burn a little bit, so I'm not like real crazy about that. Anyway, so this is all prepped. What I have over here in this pan, this is for the chicken, and it's preheated ghee. I love this stuff. It's clarified butter. It just gives the chicken a little bit different flavor. And in my other two pans for my vegetables, and all of this is at a setting of, I've got it all at 4, if you could see this. Alright. That way it just doesn't get too high of a heat and burn stuff. We don't want that. This is the organic coconut oil that I'm using for the vegetables. And I am going to put all of this together into one pan and this together into one pan. And obviously the chicken in the other. You don't want to put that stuff together. Anyway, so I am getting ready to prepare it, and I will be with you shortly. Okay, so I have the orange pepper, onion, and mushroom on a setting of 4 on the stove in coconut oil. And actually, I don't know if I told you before, but it's 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of coconut oil in with the broccoli, carrots, corn, and green beans and peas. That's in a cast iron skillet, so I don't know if you guys are used to that. I'm just now getting used to it. It's a little different when the way it cooks. Also 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. And here I have the chicken tenderloins in the ghee, which, like I said, I like it for flavor for the chicken. So the chicken, I usually do that for 5 minutes on one side. I flip it for another 5, flip it again for another 5. It may be done at that point. You just kind of check it and see. You don't really want it to dry out, but about, 15 minutes should be good on tenderloins because they're not real thick. Also wanted to tell you that I usually just use garlic powder for seasoning on the vegetables. Like I said, with the iron skillet, it's a little different, so you have to keep continually stirring it if your vegetables are frozen, because they just cook differently. So I wanted to just show you like the garlic powder that I use. It's just Aldi brand, no big deal. It's powder because you want to go with garlic powder, not garlic salt because of the sodium. So just try to stick with salt-free things. Get the sodium out of your diet and you would be amazed at how your palate changes. Sugar out of your diet, same thing. You won't crave it. If you have it, it'd be like way too much, and it's amazing how your palate will change. So you should definitely stick to these tips if you want to lose weight. So I just sprinkle the vegetables with the, whoops, that was a lot. Didn't see that coming out. With the garlic powder, I just stir them up. Back here with the broccoli and stuff, I just continually stir it until it gets that like frozen feeling off of it. And then when the frozen feeling comes off of it, unless you're using fresh, you can definitely use fresh as well. So you just stir it up until the frozenness comes off, and then you add your garlic powder. And then with your chicken, you know, flip it when it's done. To be continued. Sweet potatoes. These are the healthiest produce you can get. So stock up on these. If you're on the 21-day fix, make sure that you put these into the yellow portion control container. I don't know if you all know this. As you can see, my eyes are a little watery from the onion. Here's a little fun fact for you. If you stick a sweet potato in your mouth before you cut up the onions, I should have done this, it stops them from burning. Just a little fun fact. So anyway, with the sweet potatoes, I usually just preheat the oven for 450, and the sweet potatoes are already, I've got 2 of them here, already rinsed, and they've got holes poked in them. All you do is wrap them up in foil, put them on like a, you know, like in a cooking sheet, baking sheet, whatever you want to use. I usually put them on for about an hour and 10 minutes because I like them soft. So on to the next. Everything seems like it's cooking up really nice here. I have got the garlic powder on the broccoli, peas, carrots, and green beans because it's unfrozen now. It really depends how you like your vegetables. If you like them crunchy, just pull them when the onions get like opaque. If you like them a little softer, you can do it when they're more caramelized. I like them softer, so I get them to where they've got like that nice caramel color. And I'll show you when it gets there. Here's the chicken. I have put it on one side for 5 minutes, flipped it for 5 minutes, and then flipped it again, and we are on the last minute, and I believe that they're going to be done, so I just wanted to let you know, you know, 15 minutes is good. On to the next. Look how pretty that is. Look at all the colors in these 2 dishes. Isn't that beautiful? I just imagine what this would look like with red peppers. Anyway, I wanted to let you know I am actually doing the stir-fry type on the broccoli, carrots, corn, and green beans and peas. So what I'm doing is adding a little bit of light soy sauce. It means lower sodium. Go with the lower sodium. It's still enough, believe me. Like the high sodium stuff, I just don't even know how people can really even eat it, to be honest with you. It's so salty. So here we go. I just add a little bit into the dish just to season it up, and then give it a good stir. Look how pretty that is. I can't wait to eat it. I don't know what your all's favorite vegetables are, but I would love to know. I would love to know. I would love to know some good ideas to cook, because I'm not really, I love cooking, but I am not the most creative when it comes to dishes, so I usually just try to keep things simple, and I will show you some very, very simple things, vegetable-wise, to do in a minute. Okay, I am also making swai now that the chicken is nice and golden and done. So I just used olive oil spray in the pan, and I'm going to season this fish with Mrs. Dash lemon pepper. I've got the setting on 4. Do it for 10 minutes on one side, flip it, do it for another 10. If you like it crispy, you can cook it a little longer. It's really not a big deal. If you like it more steamed, then you just probably do it for 10 and then 8. 10 on one side, 8 on the other. Depends on how you like it. I like mine crispy, so this is actually frozen swai, so you see the water coming off of it already. You can always drain that as you're cooking it if you like it crispy. To be continued. Okay, so the peppers, onions, and mushrooms are done. Got a good caramely flavor to them. And the broccoli, the stir fry is done as well. And the swai is flipped. I didn't season it before I put it in the pan, so I just seasoned it. So if you do it like that, make sure that you kind of flip it for the last couple minutes so the seasoning kind of sets in a little bit. So my 2 fillets with the lemon pepper Mrs. Dash seasoning are finished, and this is 2 more fillets of swai that I have seasoned with the Mrs. Dash Fiesta Lime. It's pretty good, just to give you an idea. That way, if you have, 2 big fillets, and then you have all of this chicken, you have a bunch of protein already made up for the week. There's no reason for you not to be successful if you prepare. So after all of this is finished, we got about 35 more minutes for the sweet potatoes to get out of the oven. So when this is finished, if you guys are using the 21-day fix, which is an amazing program, it's portion controlled eating with little containers, color-coded containers, such as these. Like, the sweet potato will go in here, the vegetables will go in here, and the protein, the chicken or the fish will go in there. It's self-explanatory. If you can fit the food in the containers, you can eat it. So I'm just going to finish up my meals here, and when I get finished, I will give you a little, just a few ideas of like how I put my meals together. And when you fix all this stuff, there's no reason for you not to be successful. So I'm just wanting to help you as much as I can. I'm hoping that this helps. So I will be back in a few and show you just little sample meals that I would put together for myself. And then you can put it into containers like these to go to work. It's just really simple. So anyway, be right back. Ideas. You could put these in the microwave for 5 minutes. Veggies, protein, sweet potato. We've got a meal here. We've got a meal here. You can also add chicken on top of your salad. You can put just veggie and protein together. And that is it. I hope that this helped, and you guys have a